Betrayal hits hardest here. When my wife said she needed space, I pictured her booking an Airbnb or crashing with her sister, not moving in with the guy who used to stuff my face in the dirt in 7th grade. The news hit me like a punch in the throat. She didn't even bother to tell me herself. I found out through a mutual friend's Instagram story, his smug grin next to her in a place that looked suspiciously like our favorite bar. My first reaction was to drive over there, but I just sat in the driveway gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles went white, fighting the urge to scream. The next week was a parade of humiliations. She started posting photos with him, her hand on his chest, his arm around her waist. People from high school slid into my DMs with fake sympathy, some even asking if I knew they'd been seeing each other at the gym for months. I replayed every recent argument in my head, wondering when things had started to spiral, but the truth was, she'd been unhappy for a while. I just never thought she'd turn to someone who once made my life hell. Things exploded when I showed up at their apartment, determined to get answers. She answered the door in his shirt, looking more alive than I'd seen her in years, and he just leaned against the kitchen counter, grinning like he'd finally won some sick game. We yelled, she cried, he laughed. In the chaos, she blurted out that she'd always envied how fearless he was, that she felt suffocated by my caution, my endless plans and lists. She said she needed someone who would throw her into the deep end, not just watch from the shore. I left, but the real twist came days later when I realized I wasn't angry at her or even at him. I was furious at myself for always playing it safe, for letting fear run my life. The betrayal cut deep, but what gutted me most was seeing in her eyes what I'd been denying in myself for years. I'd built a life around avoiding pain, and in the end, I lost everything I was trying to protect.